The first thing everyone tells you about serving on a joint species station is this: mind your language. Not because of politics or etiquette, though there was plenty of that, but because words meant different things to different species. A harmless phrase to one race could be a declaration of war, a dual challenge, or, in rare cases, a binding vow. I knew all that, which made what happened entirely my fault. I was stationed on Horizon Spire, a massive orbital city hanging above the amber clouds of Kephra Prime. Humans were still considered newcomers to the galactic accord, useful, adaptable, stubborn, but socially unpredictable. I was there as a systems engineer, keeping ancient alien technology from tearing itself apart with duct tape and optimism. That's how I met Velira. She was a careless, a tall, lithe species with opalescent skin and bioluminescent markings that shifted with emotion. Careth were famous for two things across the galaxy: their warriors and their emotional restraint. They didn't laugh easily. They didn't flirt openly. And they certainly didn't bond without months, sometimes years, of ritualized courtship. Velira was both a warrior and Horizon Spire's chief of internal security, which meant she terrified everyone. Everyone except me, apparently. Our first real conversation happened when I accidentally triggered a station-wide lockdown by rerouting power through a defensive subsystem I didn't realize was still armed. Armed systems tend to panic when humans touch them. Velira arrived in the control room in less than 60 seconds. She didn't shout. She didn't threaten. She just stared at me with those luminous silver eyes and said, "Explain." I explained. Badly. With hand gestures. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then she surprised everyone by helping. She guided my hands, corrected my inputs, and together we stabilized the system. Afterward, she regarded me curiously. "You do not fear me." "I do," I said honestly. "I just don't think fear helps me think better." That earned the faintest flicker of light along her cheek markings. Approval, I later learned. From then on, we worked together often. Repairs, inspections, long night shifts while the station slept. We talked, carefully at first, about our worlds, our duties, our frustrations. Velira never smiled. Not exactly. But her lights softened when I spoke. I didn't notice how close we were getting. Not until the day everything went wrong. Horizon Spire was hosting a diplomatic delegation, 12 species, each more sensitive than the last. During the reception, a power fluctuation hit the gravity stabilizers. Guests floated, alarms sounded, and panic spread like wildfire. Velira and I were dispatched to engineering. We worked fast. Too fast. I slipped on a zero-G panel, slammed into a bulkhead, and felt pain flare along my ribs. Velira caught me mid-fall. She held me there, one arm around my back, the other gripping a handhold. Her face was inches from mine, lights blazing bright with alarm. "You are injured," she said. "I'm fine," I lied, trying to breathe. "Just, give me a second, my love." The words slipped out. A reflex. Something my mother used to say. Something I'd muttered 100 times to co-workers, friends, partners. But not to her. The silence that followed was absolute. Velira froze. The station's hum seemed to fade. Her markings shifted, not the sharp warning patterns I'd seen in combat drills, but something softer. Warmer. A gentle cascade of color rippling across her skin. Her grip tightened. Human, she said quietly, repeat what you said. My stomach dropped. I'm sorry, I rushed. That was just a phrase. I didn't mean. Repeat it, she insisted. Her voice trembled. I swallowed. My love. Her eyes widened. Then, impossibly, she blushed. On a species that supposedly didn't do that. The bioluminescent patterns along her cheeks brightened and spread. She released me slowly, as if afraid I'd vanish. That phrase, she said, carefully, is not used lightly among my people. Oh, I said faintly. That's not great. It is, she replied. It is a bond claim. A declaration of intent. My brain stalled. Intent to, what? To cherish, she said. To protect. To choose above all others. I stared at her. I didn't know. I know, she said softly. That is why it matters. We fixed the stabilizers in silence. Word spread fast. By the time we returned to the reception hall, the station's social network was ablaze. A human had issued a careless bond phrase to one of their most respected warriors. Some thought it was an insult. Others thought it was genius. A few thought it was hilarious. The careless delegation did not laugh. They requested a private audience. With me. Vilera stood beside me as we faced the elders, tall figures adorned with shifting constellations of light. Human, the eldest said, did you knowingly speak a bond claim to Vilera of the Silver Guard? I took a breath. No. But I meant the sentiment. Even if I didn't understand the weight. The elders exchanged glances. Vilera stepped forward. He spoke without deceit. His words were instinctive. That alone is rare. And what do you wish, Vilera? The elder asked. She turned to me, silver eyes steady. Say it again. My heart pounded. I thought of long nights, shared work, quiet understanding. Of how safe I felt around someone everyone else feared. I met her gaze. My love, I said, clearly this time. The chamber erupted in light. The elders bowed their heads. It is accepted, one said. Let it be known, the human has spoken truth. Afterward, life changed. Not suddenly. Not magically. But meaningfully. I was no longer just an engineer. I was Vilera's chosen. People watched us differently. Treated us differently. Some with awe. Some with suspicion. Vilera herself remained the same, disciplined, fierce, unwavering, but with me, she allowed something else. Gentleness. One cycle later, we stood at the observation deck, stars spilling across the viewport. You changed my path, she said. I tripped over a word, I replied. She tilted her head, lights glowing softly. Sometimes, that is how fate speaks. She took my hand, carefully, deliberately. Say it again, she whispered. And this time, I knew exactly what it meant.